If you feel like you've hit a wall in your LSAT prep, if you've been through various books and courses, you've scoured the message boards, yet things just aren't clicking for you, if you've hit a wall of some kind and your scores are plateauing, you might feel like it just isn't clicking. Maybe there's something missing from your prep. Maybe there's some unique strategy that could give you that key edge you need to get the score that you need. The truth is, there may very well be that secret weapon, and maybe I possess the key to unlocking the secrets of the LSAT for you. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the strategy that worked for me that helped me leapfrog my score from a 152 to ultimately achieving a 175 on LSAT test day. The truth is that unlocking the secrets of the 170s doesn't come down to theory. It doesn't come down to the strategies in some LSAT prep book or a course. It's not about theory. It's not about formulas. It's about practice. It's about implementation. And it's about taking ownership of the process. Far too many students get questions wrong and they're looking at forums, they're Googling for explanations, and those are nice up to a point. Don't get me wrong, they have their place. Explanations can be valuable. I certainly learned a lot when I personally wrote explanations for over 1,000 LSAT logical reasoning questions covering prep tests 46 to 65. And so that's the thing. What I learned was not from reading explanations. What I learned was from writing explanations. See the difference? So you don't want to use reading explanations as a crutch because that is not you taking ownership of the process. That is you blindly copying someone else's thought process, and they are explaining to you why they thought the right answer was right and why they thought the wrong answer was wrong. But they're not the ones taking the LSAT for you. You are the one taking the LSAT for yourself. I hope, or else you might get in big trouble. So the idea here is that as part of your success, I want you to take ownership of your learning by writing your own LSAT explanations. This is just one of the strategies in my secret weapon for LSAT success that I've used and that I guide my students through as well. I call it the Socratic review method. It's Socratic because it is guiding you to understand the material for yourself. Through the Socratic review method framework, I guide my students through a series of questions. I'm asking them the questions and they are the ones providing the answers. The idea here is that I am guiding them to understand for themselves why the right answer was right and why the wrong answer was wrong, but not just that, because that's only the surface level understanding. What's ultimately going to be more valuable is when you understand why you found the right answer unappealing and why you found the wrong answer tempting. So what unique tricks and traps are you personally prone to falling for? What was it about the wrong answer that appealed to you that made it tempting? What was LSAC's trap of encouragement luring you towards the wrong answer? And what was about the right answer choice that made it unappealing for you? What pushed you away from it, or what discouraged you from choosing the right answer? Now, of course, there are some general patterns. Of course, there are many people who will be attracted by a tempting wrong answer, and there will be commonalities in why a student finds a right answer unappealing. But we need to know for you exactly which tricks and traps you personally are uniquely prone to falling for so that you can avoid making the same mistakes again. And you're going to get hints of this in explanations. Sometimes, if they're well written, they will tap into the commonalities across many different test takers. But ultimately, a lot of what is going to be in these explanations is irrelevant to you. Some of it will be filler, and some of it will just be plain wrong. For example, there are some prep companies, and I'm not going to name names here, but some of them miscategorize certain logical reasoning questions. For example, they will lump together sufficient assumption questions and necessary assumption questions under the catch-all category of assumption, and that is needlessly confusing. And so when you take ownership of the prep process and you engage in this for yourself using nothing but your pen and your notebook or your tablet or your computer, and it's just you and the LSAT prep test in front of you, you're not going to be confused by someone else's confused explanation. Because explanations are wrong, that's putting you down, that's sending you down a very wrong path that you don't want to be on. So instead, what I'm suggesting is that you engage in this Socratic review method process for yourself, where you ask yourself a series of guiding questions to help you figure out which tricks and traps you are uniquely prone to falling for. And say in logical reasoning, for example, were you confused by the stimulus, the question stem or the answer choices, because it could be in the stimulus itself, it could be in the question stem itself. And so you want to figure out what in particular gave you trouble, what gave you pause, so that, of course, you can figure out the tricks and traps in that question. And beyond that, you can also figure out what misconceptions you are laboring under, so that you have a clear next step to go on in your prep before taking yet another practice test. And so the Socratic review method framework is the foundation of my LSAT prep courses. We cover this in our small group coaching sessions, in our live online classes, in our on-demand video courses, and of course in our private one-on-one coaching. You can check out the links below this video to find out more and to book a call with me and my team. And in the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.